His touch felt wrong, distant, even when he was right beside me. Later, I learned the truth. Secrets flickering on a hidden screen had effectively hijacked his brain, numbing him to everything real, everything me. Was I living with the man I married, or just the empty shell left behind after the theft? Before I knew the reason, I felt the coldness growing between us. Our nights became silent. Our talks felt empty. There was a wall there, invisible but strong, and it blocked any real communication. I tried to reach him to understand what was wrong, but he would pull away. Sometimes he showed anger, a defensiveness I didn't understand. Other times it was like hitting a wall of silence, pure stonewalling. The lack of intimacy wasn't just physical. It was a deep emotional distance that left me feeling incredibly alone inside my own marriage. Then came the day I found out. The screen, the hidden folders, the history he forgot to erase. It was pornography. A deep, consuming addiction he had kept as a secret. The shock felt like a physical blow. It was more than just looking at images, it felt like a deep betrayal. All those nights I felt unwanted, all those times I questioned myself, it was because he was lost in this other world, seeking a false intimacy that pushed me further away. The pain was sharp, mixed with a confusing sense of shame, as if his secret somehow reflected on me. Understanding his addiction didn't make the hurt go away. Knowing it was like a sickness that had hijacked his brain didn't erase the feeling of being replaced, of being not enough. Our relationship felt broken, maybe beyond repair. We tried talking, sometimes yelling. The arguments went in circles, full of blame and hurt. We even briefly tried counseling, but the brokenness felt too deep. He promised to change, to seek recovery, but the patterns were hard to break. Trust was completely shattered, and rebuilding it felt like an impossible task. The wounds were too raw. Living like that day after day wore me down. The loneliness was constant. I felt invisible in my own home. I craved connection, warmth, someone to just see me. And that's when I made a terrible decision. It wasn't planned. It started with a conversation, a feeling of being understood by someone else. One step led to another, fueled by my own pain and despair. I crossed a line. I committed infidelity. The relief I thought I might find wasn't there. Instead, there was just a heavy wave of regret. It washed over me constantly. Now I had my own secret, my own shame. It didn't fix anything. It just added another layer of destructive behavior to our already collapsing marriage. I looked at my life, at the promises we made in our wedding vows, and felt sick with regret. Regret for what his addiction had done to us, and regret for my own terrible consequence of that pain. I started thinking about the past, that counterfactual thinking psychologists talk about. What if I had found out sooner? What if I had left? What if I hadn't given in to my own temptations? These thoughts brought no comfort, only more anxiety. Should I confess? Would it lead to divorce? Or should I carry this weight, another secret poisoning what little was left between us? The fear of making things even worse kept me silent, trapped in a cycle of hurt and regret. We exist in this strange limbo now. Sometimes there are moments of quiet, but the conflict always bubbles under the surface. The healing journey is so much harder than I ever imagined. True forgiveness for him and for myself feels miles away. Achieving wholeness again seems like a distant dream. We are stuck, unsure if staying together is clinging to false hope, or if separation is the only way to stop the pain. The addiction might be something he's fighting, but the impact it had, the betrayal, the choices we both made in response, those scars remain. This journey of healing is complicated, and many questions remain unanswered. Like how deep these wounds truly go and if complete restoration is ever possible after such betrayal. The long-term psychological effects on both of us are still unfolding. We haven't fully explored the deeper causes that might have led to this brokenness in the first place. If you found this story relatable or helpful for your English learning, please like, share, and subscribe to keep watching more stories about real-life relationships and challenges.